Covering news where you live. This is 5 News.
Well, hey, I'm Jo Ellison. Let's get you caught up on the news you might have missed. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders signed an executive order establishing a new plan to improve health care for new moms. It's called the Arkansas Strategic Committee for Maternal Health. The new group will work alongside state agencies like the Health Department and Department of Human Services to work to improve maternal health.
Of the 35,000 pregnancies in Arkansas each year, 10,000 women wait until after their first trimester to even see a doctor. 1,100 women never see a doctor until they are in labor. If women aren't in contact with a healthcare provider through the duration of their pregnancy and in the months after, they are at greater risk for complications.
Well, the new committee plans to give the governor an update within the next 6 months. Meanwhile, the Diaper Collective of Northwest Arkansas celebrated the grand opening of its new warehouse space in Springdale, which will allow the Diaper Collective to grow its distribution and aid even more families within the NWA community. The executive director says they have 3 main programs for families.
We have a home visiting program that works with families during early childhood. Right after baby's born, we go into the home and support moms and dads. We also have a dads program, which is like a 12-week support group. And then the Diaper Collective is our 3rd program where we distribute diapers out into the community once a month for children and families that don't have the diapers they need to keep their child clean and dry.
Well, last year, almost 328,000 diapers were distributed by the Diaper Collective, and those diapers supported 800 babies each month across 28 zip codes. Well, bike trails near J Street in Bentonville may look a little cleaner. You can thank a crew that spent part of their weekend picking up trash and cleaning the area. Organizers say people from all over the world come to Northwest Arkansas for the trails, and they view it as their responsibility to pitch in and make the area look its best.
We really want to do our part for the community. A lot of people live out here. A lot of people make a living out here. You know, there's a lot of farmers out here that are using these roads too. So we just want to, do our part as somebody who uses these roads recreationally to kind of show the community that we're all in and we appreciate the landscape and the roads.
Organizers say the next big push for cleanup of Bentonville's trails will take place this fall. Well, we'll get to more news in just a minute. But first, let's get a check of that weather with meteorologist Bella Grace. And Bella, it looks like we're warming up this week.
Yes, we are. Today in Northwest Arkansas, we're reaching highs into the upper 60s. You can see some 66, 67s out there, few 68s even breaking into some spots. War Eagle is seeing that. Bentonville is seeing that. Eureka Springs. The coolest that we're seeing is about 66 in Springdale. Not too bad for our day at all. We're looking at tons of sunshine as well. In the River Valley, we're sitting in the 70s, upper 60s. In a few of our more eastern cities, you can see Ozark is there at 69, 68 in Paris, 67 in Waldron, but 70 in Fort Smith, Sallisaw, and Poto. Beautiful out there for us today, but we do have a few gusty winds. We can see that strengthening from our southwest up towards about 20 miles per hour by noon today. As we get later on into the evening, we'll stay around that 20 mile per hour mark as well. The rest of the week is nice and warm. We're seeing highs reach into the 70s throughout this week. A few clouds trying to break in around Tuesday, Wednesday. We could see a shower late Tuesday night. More showers and storm chances for our weekend, dropping our temperatures down back into the 60s.
Thanks for that, Bella. Well, that solar eclipse is just weeks away, and we got the chance to talk with officials with NASA. We asked them what happens if it's cloudy the day of the eclipse. Well, good news. They say the eclipse is going to be a phenomenal event, even if there are some clouds. Dr. Alex Young, the Associate Director of Science, says that in some ways, potential clouds on the day of the eclipse could make it even more intense because the light is going to decrease. The temperature will change. He says if there are clouds, it all depends on how thick they are, if you'll still be able to see disk of the sun once the moon fully covers it. And if there are clouds, here's what he recommends when it comes to wearing those special eclipse glasses.
As long as you're outside of that path and during the partial phase, you always want to wear those glasses if you're going to look up at the sun. Now, there are indirect ways you can do it. Lots of things will create little pinholes, including the leaves on the trees, or you can even take your own hands and kind of cross them like this, and it projects them on the ground. So that's a way to look at it, even if you don't have those glasses. But you just the basic rule of you should never look at the sun applies even during the partial phase of the eclipse.
Now, he also says that eclipses happen all the time, but the shadow of the moon is so small that you've got to get to where that shadow is. And that's what makes the Great Arkansas Eclipse so unique and rare, because we are already in the path of totality. Dr. Young encourages everyone to get out and experience the eclipse. He says it's a sensory overload. It might even feel like time stops. And don't be surprised if you hear crickets come out or even roosters crow. Now, you can follow all of our coverage leading up to the eclipse. It's on our website at 5newsonline.com. Well, thank you for joining us here today for the latest news and weather where you live. Make sure to catch up with us again tomorrow right here for more.